Hello, Taurus. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Taurus is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. These readings are totally free. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Taurus, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And look at that success. That is a 6 of Pentacles. This is, I think, this is the first card. This is part of your sense of self right now, okay? I feel like maybe you're the one that kind of like has to keep everything together in life, right? This is the card of kind of a well-oiled machine, something functioning harmoniously, right? In the practical world, it's a mechanical thing where everybody's doing their job, everybody's working together, and there's not a lot of friction, right? And you're kind of maybe the one that is kind of orchestrating this, or you're the one that feels, anyway, whether you're literally it or not, but you feel like you're the one who has to kind of maintain this system, this flow, this harmony, right? And it could be a group of people functioning well together at home, at school, at work, on the playground, I don't know, a sports team. It could be really part of ourselves. It could be something internal. This could be kind of like the 6 pillars of happiness and well-being. You know, nutrition, intentional movement, sleep, stress reduction, substance management, and relationships, right? And then, of course, in the center right there is the sun, right? That holds it all together. It's a sense of purpose. Okay? So I feel like you're kind of, you're feeling really good about things right now. I think things are working quite well for you. Things are in harmony. We're doing good things. It may not be perfect, but maybe right now there's this very rare moment of like perfect harmony. Everything is like, whoa, everything's functioning exactly as it should. Everything is balanced. Everything is resonant. Let's not think about it too much, because once you pay attention to it, right, it sort of falls out of harmony, right? Well, let's see what's going on here. Let's use our Dove and Serpent spread. We have a Princess of Swords. We've got a 6 of Cups. Yeah, look at that. We are feeling good about what we're doing. We're feeling good in the neighborhood. We got a Prince of Cups, 4 of Wands, and the Hermit. Interesting with the Hermit there. We have 3 of Pentacles. We have the Lover's card. We have the Queen of Cups and the 10 of Wands. Okay. Interesting. You know, interesting with the Hermit here going forward, but then also we got the Hermit and the Lovers. Okay. Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. Put that right here with our very own Kelly Kapoor right on top. And we're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together and it will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. Okay. If at any point during this message you feel like you might know what that card is, please put your prediction down in the comments below. Okay. Now, let's take a look around the room. Major. 2 major arcana energies, the Hermit or the Lovers. Do I stay or do I go? Do I want to be by myself or do I want to be coupled up? Do I want to go a new direction or do I want to marry myself even harder to the direction I'm going now? Do I want to sign a longer contract in this company and really commit myself further? Or do I want to go my own way? It's like 2 extremes, right? We've got fire, we've got water. We've got a little bit of air, not too much air, do we? No, not too much. Then we've got earth, and earth. And the earth energy is really, really interesting. We have 3 waters, 1, 2, 3. We have 3 earths, 1, 2, and 3. the earth energy feels like it's working. Okay, the 6, obviously it's working. The 3 of, or no, this isn't earth. No, we don't, we have 2 earth cards, right? Why am I not seeing that? To me, I feel like this is kind of, this is almost, might as well be an earth energy right now. Because I kind of feel like things are going well, but there's still this, I don't know if it's like a disbelief in what's happening, or it's almost like when things start to get too good, we're kind of starting to question it. We're starting to wonder, well, maybe I don't belong here. Maybe I'm not the one really doing it. Maybe I'm a fraud. Maybe I'm a fake. It's this imposter syndrome. It could be this feeling like, now that things are going well, I don't know that I'm allowed to make mistakes anymore. Now it kind of feels like the pressure's really on, right? So I was looking at this as an earth energy, because I feel like this is the card that's kind of like, it's time for me to wrap things up and get the heck out of here. It's time for me to skedaddle before I get found out, you know? So I kind of feel like we got this really harmonious energy between the 6 of Pentacles and the 6 of Cups, but there's still this kind of the question. We're almost like feeling as if we're a stowaway. You know, that's really strange to me. I thought there was a 3rd earth energy here. Maybe I'm being influenced by this Hermit, which is obviously a Virgo card. It's an earth energy. But let's talk about the Princess of Swords, because it may be that there is this tension that we're feeling right now, kind of the dilemma that we're involved with, and it might be, well, do I stay or do I go? Do I really belong here, right? Do I want to commit myself to this further? It could be that we're experiencing the 6 of Pentacles and thinking, okay, it worked. It was a good thing. It happened, and it was good, okay? We attempted something, we tried it, we maybe dipped our toe in the water a little bit and said, okay, you know, it's functioning. Do I want to do it permanently? Do I want to keep going now forever? It's like we gave it you take, you know, I don't know, you take the mattress home and you can try it for 6 months and you can send it back and say, okay, I tried it. It's good. It works. How much do I love it? Do I really want to commit myself to it? Is this going to be my forever thing? Do I want to get married here? It's like, okay, went out on a couple of dates. It seems like we're compatible. But I don't know. I don't know if I want to commit to something, you know, or I don't know, we go and we take a couple of classes and we think, okay, I like it. Feels like I get along, feels like I fit in. Is it really who I am? Do I really care about it? Do I want to sign the papers and do it permanently? So I wonder if this is kind of a trial period that we've been through with something in a way, maybe not literally. But with the 4 of Wands at the top, it kind of seems now like, okay, now the decision has to be made. Now it's this question of, do I love it as much as I maybe should? Because the 6 of Pentacles, well, that's good. It worked. It's successful. There's compatibility. There's harmony and resonance. Okay, well then technically I should really love it, right? But there's still this conflict in you right now between sort of hermit mode and lovers. And we're not talking about romance. I mean, we could be. We could be talking about romance. Put your pitchforks away. It's not necessary. The contention is between abandoning that, and maybe we have to, okay, why am I wanting to go hermit mode here? Why do I feel like I should just run the other way? Do I feel like I don't belong? Do I feel like, do I feel like this is too good to be true? Do I feel like I'm an imposter here? Do I feel like this is just beginner's luck, or this is a fluke? Or do I feel now that because this thing is a 6 of Pentacles and it's working, do I now feel the pressure that I can't make any mistakes now? Oh gosh, now I did a good job. Now they're going to expect me to do a good job every day, you know? Maybe this is something at work, you know, where it's just like you've been given a bunch of responsibilities and you know what? You did an excellent job. But now it's like, oh no, now I'm expected to perform at that high level every time. And so the pressure's on. And if I don't do the same high quality thing next time, then I'm going to look incapable, I'm going to be embarrassed, I'm going to be singled out, I'm going to suffer some kind of reprimand or something. So I feel like, in a way, we don't like success because now that becomes the standard, and now I've got to live up to that standard all the time. So to me, it feels like you're fighting with something inside of yourself, and we're sort of we're questioning our own capabilities a little bit. Okay. The Six of Cups down here under the surface, this is your sort of inner self. This is a hidden motivation. It's something underneath the surface in that unconscious realm. I think that you have deep emotional motivations. I think that you really want to feel admired. You want to feel this sort of radiance and this confidence. You want to feel the pleasure of doing a good job and being recognized and people seeing you. And you want to say, yeah, I did it. You know, cry 2 tears in a bucket. But at the same time, we're almost afraid of that because we get so close to that. And I think the Six of Pentacles is a very good reason for you to feel good about your accomplishment. This is the accomplishment. This is you feeling good about it. And yeah, I mean, I should feel good about my accomplishment. Why are we sort of wondering if this was such a good thing and I feel so good about it, why do I want to run away from it? Okay. It may be that there is a deeper, drive to feel admired, and then maybe that's kind of fueling a type of perfectionism where we kind of feel like, okay, look, I got some praise for doing a good job, and now I want that all the time, but I don't feel that I can, I don't know that I can live up to doing that all the time, so I'm setting myself up for disappointment, in other words. Okay. I think part of the Six of Cups is also this inner desire for just tranquility. It's I would rather fly under the radar and not be recognized for any achievements, because then I can just be calm, I can just relax. I don't want the attention on me. So we can look at it from the other way, right? So you have to look inside and see, what is that Princess of Swords really worried about here? What are we trying to figure out? Why is there this debate between sort of going or staying? Yeah. Because this really could be, I just want to live an easier life. I don't want to have to always be performing at that Six of Pentacles way. I don't want to be the one that has to keep everything together now. I don't want to take the big promotion because then I'm in charge of all these people and I'm responsible for all of this. I'd rather just be an anonymous employee who doesn't get any of the praise but doesn't get any of the reprimands either. And it's just an easier life, So we're asking those questions. Now in the background, we've got the Prince of Cups. Okay, this is in your past. This is a desire. This is someone who's trying to live authentically. Okay. And this is maybe someone who's beginning to feel like they're a little too sensitive to the influence of others. This is somebody who's trying not to be swayed by the praise or the criticism of other people. Right? Someone that is trying to just, I'm going to do the best job that I can do because this is what I'm supposed to do. Whether I get a pat on the back or I get the finger shaken in my face, doesn't matter. I'm going to do the very best job that I can do, regardless of the outcome. Okay? There might be some, that's the ideal, right? That's the way we kind of, logically, we want to function. What is preventing us from operating in that way? Okay? Is there something that is preventing you from, is there something in your past that's preventing you from accepting the good feelings surrounding a win, right? Is there something that, because see, I feel like this is us defending ourselves against success because we, in some ways, we don't feel like we're allowed to feel good about what we've done, to feel good about our success. Well, maybe it's part of this so-called authenticity, where we just feel like I should do a good job just to do a good job, and I shouldn't be concerned with how it feels. Right? I shouldn't seek gratification or acknowledgement or any credit or any confirmation. Maybe that's sort of how we were taught when we were kids. Maybe that's what we've learned from our past. And so now we're having a difficult time because the things we learn in our history, from our past, from our childhood, they become sort of exaggerated and like outdated in our adult life, you know? As kids, we're taught, well, you should just do a good job just for the sake of it. You're not going to get a pat on the back. You're going to do a good job as a matter of course. And now as an adult, it creates in us a complex where we're sort of we're not comfortable with praise. Perhaps we could look at this a different way also, and I think that if we were very sensitive as children and we received a lot of criticism when we would do a bad job, right? But we didn't get a lot of praise when we did a good job. Okay, that might create some issues for us now as adults. Or the other way around too. What if we only got attention when we did something successful, when we did something above and beyond, and we did something extraordinary? Then we would catch the attention of our caregivers. But otherwise, maybe we were never noticed. Okay, so there could be a lot of things going on there, and we have to ask ourselves those questions. Because there's something that's preventing us from really enjoying the fruits of our labor here. There's something that in this success you want to run from it rather than just saying, I feel good. Okay? And with the four up here, I think you recognize that something needs to change here. We're trying to get off this merry-go-round. Okay, and I think you're recognizing that whatever this win is in your life, it really has the potential, like this is a good thing. Like we want this, right? This is kind of like I've worked hard for this. It's successful. I should feel good. I should take the credit, and I should accept the promotion or the bonus or the raise, or I should go forward with this or whatever it is. Not run the other way. You know, it's like you audition for the band of your dreams, they hire you, and then you kind of say, nope, I quit, and you bolt out the door. Like, why? You know, like this is what you've been working for. Okay, so there's something going on that it prevents us from really enjoying maybe it's the pressure. Okay, maybe it's something from our childism complex that's been activated in us. But the Four of Wands at the top here is the ending of a cycle. Okay? So we have to realize what we have to put an end to in order to continue with our growth, to continue driving forward. Okay? What is the big desire that's telling you to go forward? What is it that we really, really want in life? Okay? And so to know what to let go of, we've got to know what we want. Do you just want the easy life? You don't want to be noticed. You just want to be in the background. You want to be the hermit mode, the wallflower. Or do you want to be front and center, getting the praise for doing the good job, but managing the expectations that you put on yourself? Because then you don't want to beat yourself up when tomorrow I don't do the Six of Pentacles work. Tomorrow I just kind of did mediocre work. And still to have that sense of value. To realize that your inner value is not contingent upon the perfection of your outer performance. Okay? So something in your past is teaching you that your worth comes from your work. That if you do perfect work in the environment, outside, externally, then you're allowed to have a sense of value. But if you don't, you don't. Okay? I feel like we're trying to get off of that merry-go-round. Yeah. And so the Four, this position is your big influence, your big motivation. I want to do a good job because I'm trying to move my life forward. Like that makes sense. I want I want a Six of Pentacles. I want that kind of success because that's going to improve the quality of my life. I'm going to move forward in my relationship. I'm going to move forward in my career work or my vocation or my art or whatever it is. I want to go forward. I want to expand. I want to be growing and, I want to improve the quality of my life. Okay, so this is the idea. We want to keep the wheel turning and keep the chariot moving forward. And we have to understand what's keeping us a little bit stuck, right? The projected kind of goal is kind of, maybe there's some wisdom here in this as the kind of future position or the idealized self. Maybe this isn't so much that I'm going to try to run away, right? I feel like this is the impulse at first, but what if this card is holding a different meaning? It's not about running away. It's about finding the light and the value in ourselves and not needing the external validation to feel valuable, to feel our own self-worth, to having this unconditional love for ourselves regardless of what's going on outside. See, this is somebody that has retreated, right? Has put on this cloak of invisibility, has shielded themselves from the world, but it doesn't mean that you have to abandon this path or run away from this success. It may be that even in your success, you have this humbleness and this humility that you know your value regardless of what's happening outside. So this might be kind of a hermit in a busy city, feeling safe and secure in ourselves regardless of what's coming in. This is somebody that's shielding themselves from outside energy, whereas the Prince of Cups can be way too open. Way too open. Your aura is too permeable to the emotional energy from other people. This is not. This is shielded. This is the light of your own lamp. You're aware and acknowledging your own value and your own self-worth, regardless of what's happening regardless of the success or the failures in your life. So I feel like this is a way of you dealing with success that doesn't involve running away, that doesn't involve getting too dependent on it or requiring it, to feel good about ourselves, perfectionism, right? This is probably a better way of handling it. Being able to be successful and enjoy our success, but realizing that our worth and our value isn't contingent upon that. Okay. I also feel like the hermit is the one that's breaking with tradition, has understood what the patterns are that we're trying to get away from, and is able to do that. Okay. So in fact, I think that it's important we kind of ask, what is the future? What is the future that I really truly want? Not what the Princess of Swords wants. That's the part of our mind that says run away. What do we feel that we're really doing in the future? Okay. What is the imagined future that excites you or scares you? Okay. And what does that say about you? Right? What is it that we want, and what makes us feel happy and excited about the future? What kind of gives us the fear? What are we trying to escape from? What are we trying to shield ourselves from? And what kind of path are we trying to follow? What does our true self really want, regardless of what we might be excited by or scared by? Okay, asking these kinds of questions. Let's look at the path of the serpent. As we do this, I would like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed, please do. These readings are totally free. Your general energy is the Three of Pentacles. You know the business. You know what you're doing here, right? You're somebody who is very capable. The people around you see you as somebody who understands this job, understands this work, whatever this is. This could be a career, a vocation. It could be just a job. It could be your employment. It could be your friends, a family situation. It could be your relationship. People see you as somebody who's very capable. People see you as somebody who understands what they're doing and knows how to do it and does a very good job. Right? Whatever it is, you kind of put your effort into it, and you're able to get things done. People see you as very productive. Okay? And it seems like, well, yeah, they see you, Taurus, you know? And it may be that we're not so pleased with that persona, the perception that people have of us. Maybe people see us as somebody that they can go to get things done. People have a problem, I'll fix it. Things are getting out of harmony, I'll come in, I'll make things harmonious again. You know, that you are, like I said at the beginning, it feels like you're the one that's kind of holding everything together. And maybe we don't want to only be valued or only be appreciated for that reason. We want to know that we're worth something, even if I'm not keeping it together. Even if I'm not the one that can keep this whole business running. Do you like me now? You know? And that's part of the hermit energy. We want to find out what's really going on inside of us, even when we're not doing the thing that people love, right? Because it's easy. Okay, yeah, I do a good job. People like me. Well, what happens if I don't do a good job? What happens if I can't keep it together? What happens when things fall out of harmony? What happens when I try my best, but I don't quite make it? Does my value go down, right? Does my worth go down from that? And that's what we're trying to figure out right now, I think. Okay. And it could be that this is that part of ourselves that we have been amplifying for other people, right? That we've been very practical, hardworking people who can figure things out, get things done, and create the harmony. We can work well with others. And that might be that's what people see. And that's what people appreciate about us. But there's so much more to you than that. Okay. When we talk about the Lover's card, what if this was intimacy? What if this was, deeper bonds with people? Because people maybe are seeing us as this very productive energy and seeing us as a kind of maybe a wise old person, you know. But what we could really be wanting is friendship, family. We want to be loved and appreciated for other reasons, not just for what we can offer. Not just for this very practical pentacles stuff, right? Well, we want, and maybe that's why I at first saw this as being earth energy, because maybe it's like that's all people see in us, is just like the practical side, what I'm capable of, what I can do for them, how I can keep things together and put things together, how I earn money. Maybe it's just that you feel appreciated because of what you're offering people, or for what you're producing, or for the money that you're making, you know. But you want to feel appreciated and loved and valued just as yourself, as you are intrinsically, and not for what we can offer, or how much money you're making, or what you can fix, or what you can kind of do for people, you know. And so that's part of our, that is part of our Lover's card. We want intimacy, we want family. This is a card of community. This is the card of family and community and all of that intimate kind of stuff. It's saying that I'm a valuable part. I'm not just part of the department. I'm not just part of the company. I'm not just part of the neighborhood. I'm part of the community. You see, we can all live in the neighborhood and we can all pay our taxes, but we're not all part of the club, right? We can all work in the same company together and all be doing our jobs fine, but we're not all, friends. Does that make sense? So it could be that what we truly want is to make those intimate connections with people, and maybe people don't realize that you want that. Maybe people do kind of see us as just this kind of hermit energy that, they like to be off by themselves. They're kind of a loner, but they don't realize that you do want connection and intimacy and friendship, and you do want to laugh and love and be seen and enjoy life, you know. And so we've got that Lover's card, and I think there is that dichotomy between, do I stay or do I go? Okay, do I continue with this hermit, or do I sort of reveal myself and I find ways to express this other side of me? That I find a way to have fun, to be part of the group, to be part of the family, to celebrate the win. You know, I mean, the Six of Pentacles could be the job well done, the department, you reached your quota. This is like everybody's having cake and celebrating, but we're not. and why? Okay? Because I feel like we want to, but why aren't we? Now, the fear, the worry, the concern is this card here, is the Queen of Cups. This is kind of the monster under the bed. You know, and maybe this is like really going deep and really feeling what we feel and being honest and being vulnerable in here. Okay? Because the fear here is that, well, if I go beyond the surface level, the reflection energy, if I just reflect back to people whatever they want to see or whatever, like that's safe, you know? If I just do shallow end stuff, I just pursue pleasure and I run from pain, well, that's pretty easy too. It's pretty safe. It's pretty simple, you know? It's easily understood. But this card is trying to understand our deepest emotions. What do I really want? Not like and to get to that very deep spot in ourselves, we have to go through all this stuff we were taught. What we were taught to value, what taught us our own worth and sense of value. We have to go past that to the deep, really deep waters to find out who am I and what do I want, what do I love, what do I need? What kind of experience do I want to have of life? What is the emotional tone of my life that I'm after? Because you are doing very good practical work. But what's the emotional success for you? Yeah. What's your, what in the sense of the cups, the water energy, what is the emotional feeling that you're trying to build for your life? Because you're very good at the practical stuff, but what about the emotional stuff? What type of family, community, friends, intimacy? Do you want romance? Do you want just like one or two really close friends? You just want to be around a lot of people where everybody's getting along and having a good time? Like, what are we really after? Maybe we like the solitude and we just want to be by ourselves and do our thing and feel enriched and feel love and feel feel pleasure and joy and happiness and delight inside without the need for any kind of relationships. I feel like relationships are going to be important. Okay, but you've got to ask those questions too. We've got to get down in there and find out, what are those deep emotions that we've been not tapping into or avoiding or have been covered up by other complexes. Okay. The final card here is the outcome, the long-term future. Okay, the fulfillment. And I think that this is a life that is deeply energetic. I feel like this is, it's the 10 of Wands. Like you're putting in 110% effort. You want to work hard, and you want to just be immersed in this thing, and give everything your very best effort. But you want to feel as if you're truly part of the team, and not just someone that's like you're here because you're useful. You want to feel like you're here because you're here. We love you. Of course you're going to be here. And if you can't pull your weight, we'll pull it for you because we love you. You're our family, And I feel like that's what we want in life sometimes. Because right now it feels like I'm only valuable as long as I keep pulling my weight and doing a good job. What about if I can't pull my weight? What if I can't do a good job today? Am I going to be abandoned? Okay, so this card is like, sometimes we feel the pressure. The 10 of Wands, we have all the weight on our shoulders. And we're pulling all this weight in life. Okay? And we feel that there's nobody there to help us, and we've got to do this no matter how terrible I feel, no matter how tired I get. I've got to keep lugging this big weight to whatever the goal is. What would be really nice if I had to set this stuff down because I'm just burned out, somebody's there to pick up the slack. And that I don't get shunned or kicked out of the village because I'm not useful anymore. Okay? And that's part of the hermit too. And I know as we get older, that's sort of the thing. Well, what if I can no longer physically do the same things I used to do? What if I'm not earning money anymore? What if I'm not physically able to run around like I used to and fix things and lift things and all that stuff? What am I good for? Where is my value if I can't do all the things I used to do? And so I feel like there was probably somewhere in your past, the imprint, the complex was created that you're only valuable as long as you're useful. Maybe you come from a really big family and it was just like everybody's got to chip in. And if you're not chipping in, you're dead weight, right? And now as we start to get older, I'm no spring chicken either. We start to get older, we start to think about these things. Well, what about when I can't do the same things I've been doing before? Am I still going to be loved? Am I still going to be valued? Am I still going to be part of the team, part of the family? Or am I going to be shunned and pushed out to the perimeter somewhere? Okay. I think the Ten of Wands is the realization now, the outcome here is that, yeah, people will support you when you're not able to do it. That we can rely on other people. We are supported for reasons other than just our value. That if we fall, somebody will help pick us up. That if we drop our groceries, someone's going to come by and help pick them up and put them in the car with us. That there is somebody there that will, and whether this is intimate in your life, in immediate family and friends, or if this is in a larger context. Okay. Because I feel like that's the confirmation we want. We want to know that, yeah, there's something here of value beyond just what I'm able to offer. Okay. So let's look at the mystery card here. What is this going to be? Maybe a 9 of Cups, 10 of Cups. I think water energy. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments down below. Let's see what we have. Oh, well, we've got a 9 of Pentacles. The 9 of Pentacles is a card of progress. It's a card of living a really good life. Okay? You got your pets, your plants, your people are around here somewhere. Maybe you like birds or something. There's a little snail at the bottom of the card telling us that maybe we can slow down. Maybe we don't have to put the pressure on ourselves to try to always be the best or always feel like I've got to pull more weight than everybody else because I don't want to be shunned. Maybe we can slow down and enjoy life. Maybe we can really truly be happy knowing that we're going to succeed. We have discipline and sustained effort, and we're gonna have the progress in life. But maybe there's a sense of luxury here, of maybe an independence, and a material security. And maybe this is the card of saying, yeah, when I retire, it's going to be a good life. I don't have to worry about being ostracized because I can no longer perform. Maybe this is just in the course of this relationship or this job or this friendship or this family dynamic that I'm valued and I can enjoy the fruits of my labor freely, knowing that that's not where my value comes from. We're sort of giving ourselves permission to be happy with what we're achieving, but not feeling that our happiness is contingent upon our achievements. Does that make sense? So I feel like this is self-made abundance. This is an abundance that is coming from within. This is I'm valuing myself and I'm valuing my life intrinsically. If I can put in level 10 effort and I can produce all the results that I want to have in life, I'm going to do it. And if I can't, then I'm still valuable. Yeah. I feel like if you are focused on cultivating a long-term wealth and a self-reliance. And so I feel like the Hermit really here is concerned about the future and thinking, okay, well, maybe I need to work on what happens after I'm not working anymore. So maybe we're thinking of long-term wealth, and maybe legacy, but I feel more like the energy feels like we're planning for retirement. We're planning for what's going to happen when I retire. Okay? And I think that this card is saying everything's going to be fine. We're going to be happy. Okay? And I think we've been questioning that and doubting that and wondering. I think you're creating a life of elegance, comfort, and abundance. Okay? And I think that you need to allow yourself to enjoy what you're creating and feel secure in your future. Okay? I like this as a confirmation card. I think this is really, really good. I think you need this. You need this confirmation that everything's going to be okay. Yeah. We need to give ourselves permission to feel what we're feeling and to create the life that we love and to live that life and enjoy that life to the fullest. but also knowing that that's not where our value comes from. You're not as valuable as what you can give people. And if if people are asking, and I think people are going to ask you for money, and that could be what's going on here. When you say no, or when you start to turn off the tap, you're going to see who your real friends are. Okay, and I think that you'll find that you're very surprised, because people are still going to love you, even when you don't have anything of, let's say, material value to offer. Okay, because you're offering so much more to the world than just that. Yeah. Anyway, we're going to do an extended reading. We'll do some oracle cards. We'll do an I Ching hexagram. There's a link up top. There's a link down below. New readings for Taurus on Mondays and Fridays. Be sure to watch both readings. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. The readings are totally free. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.